and welcome back to That's So Fetch. Today we'll be talking about Beetlejuice the musical and a bunch of the controversies surrounding it. What's really going on with Beetlejuice? So, to start off, what is Beetlejuice? Beetlejuice is a musical based off the Tim Burton film of the same name, which follows Barbara and Adam Maitland after their unfortunate death in a car crash. They end up going back to their old house just to find that it is occupied by Lydia, a gothic teenager who is still grieving over her mother's death, Charles, Lydia's father, who's trying to move on, and Delia Dietz, which is, I'm pretty sure in the movie, Charles's wife. I haven't seen the actual movie, but I have looked at the synopsis and stuff. And they also meet this demon named Beetlejuice, who's there to try to help them get their family out of the house. And Lydia, wanting to move back to her old house, also helps because she can see ghosts because she is very strange and unusual. Now, the musical follows more of the story of Lydia and her life. It starts off with Lydia singing about how her mother died, and then it goes off to Beetlejuice saying the whole being dead thing and stuff like that. Then it goes on to Barbara and Adam as they are talking about all their future life plans. Then they fall into their basement through a broken floorboard. Then they crawl back out I guess a couple years later or something, and then they find out that someone's moving into their house, and they're like, they can't do that. This is our house. But then Beetlejuice is like, haha, you're a ghost. They can. And he's like, but if you bring me back to life, I can get them out. And he said a bunch of other things because he is Beetlejuice. And Beetlejuice is something else. Anyway, so yeah, that's basically what the story is about. So it just follows Lydia and Barbara and Adam as they work with Beetlejuice and sometimes against Beetlejuice to get their house back and to help everyone live happily ever after. But overall, it is a pretty good show. Well, not pretty good. Overall, it's an amazing show. So to start off with our controversies, let's talk about Sophia Ann Caruso's sudden departure from Beetlejuice the musical. It is said that she left so she could pursue her television career, which is probably true. I'm not saying, oh, she's lying, but that is what is said. It might not be the truth, but probably is, because some people want to do that. Some people rather be in the television industry than musical theater. I prefer either, but it's not about me. This is That's a Fetch episode, a serious one. So her final performance was on February 19th of 2020 until she suddenly left. It said she did not say goodbye to the cast at all. She just upped and left, breaking this contractual deal. I don't know the terms because I ain't fancy. I ain't in that business yet. But yeah, she found some loophole through her contract that would let her leave the show. And usually when people leave shows, they have a whole big party. They make a whole big deal out of it. If you've seen some final curtain calls for people like Andrew Barthelman for Dear Evan Hansen, they did a passing of the polo and stuff like that. But she up and left. There was no announcement. I think the only thing that let you know that she was gonna leave was the Instagram post she posted, which was saying that February 19th, Wednesday, would be her last performance. And fans were so confused. They're like, oh my god, why is she doing this? But according to most sources, which seems pretty accurate, she's just trying to pursue a TV career. I don't blame her, but why would she leave the show? Was it one of those opportunities was she making a Rachel Berry move? If so, is it the wrong move? Will she end up with a That's So Rachel? Or will her TV career actually blossom and will that be a good opportunity for her? Either way, most fans would disagree with her decision, but I fully support it if that's what she wants to do. If she wants to go on TV instead of Broadway, she had her time on Broadway and she got to live the dream. If she's also getting to go on TV, then that's great. That's the ultimate dream, getting Broadway and television. Getting her name out there. She could be the next Idina Menzel. Well, she doesn't have to be Idina Menzel because she's good enough herself. But yeah, that's all we're going to talk about for the controversy of her leaving Broadway, which was her decision for probably good reasons. Okay, so now we're going to talk about Beetlejuice's removal from the Winter Garden Theater. So if you didn't know, Beetlejuice was set to play from whenever it started and was going to be evicted on June 6th. But recently, COVID-19 started spreading. It started spreading around and everything was quarantined and Broadway shut down. But it was supposed to originally open back in April, but it didn't. And it was going to open this month, but that also got extended some more, which meant like Beetlejuice was done for because it was supposed to close in June, and if Broadway didn't open until after its closing date, it's not going to go back on. So now they're making way for the Music Man, but why was it evicted in the first place? So why was Beetlejuice, a musical that was doing so well, evicted from its theater? Well, it turns out that the Music Man was going to star Hugh Jackman, which was like an actor who was getting so much money on Broadway. Like one of his shows had grossed nearly $1 million in 1 week. So I guess it doesn't really matter how good the show and how much money it is making. If you can replace it with something that makes more money, that's what Broadway would want. But it gave Beetlejuice its time. I would personally love it to stay longer, maybe move to another theater, because it is a great musical. A lot of people love it. But Broadway thought it was a better decision to evict it so that they can get this higher paying musical out there. Because if Beetlejuice paid really well, then just imagine how much the Music Man will pay. Even though I do not agree with that decision, that's Broadway's decision to make. And if they think it's the right decision, then go ahead. So good news, Beetlejuice is not getting the book for the recently deceased yet. It still has a national tour that is planning to launch next year in 2021. There's no casting, there's no notices about who's going to be in the cast yet. They haven't said anything about where it's going to perform. But that is coming, so Beetlejuice is not dead. It's still alive. And it will always be alive either way because it turned from a movie to a musical that everyone loved. And that's not something like the fandom would never let die like Heather's. I think in the beginning it was really good, widely known, and then it started to grow more and more, and it's still not dead even though it's now playing on Broadway. So Beetlejuice is one of those musicals that will probably never die. So that's it for today's Beetlejuice and controversy video. So don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and comment down below any other musicals you'd like me to review or controversy you'd like me to discuss, like that Jeremy Jordan controversy about how he shouldn't play Seymour in Little Shops of Horror because he's too hot to play it, like he's not nerdy enough. So tell me any controversies you'd like me to discuss down in the comments. But that's it, so bye guys!